Hey guys, this is North back again with another video. Today's video, I'm doing another rotation video. This one is going to be the middle 10 days of Ramadan and what I wore on those 10 days. So let's go ahead and get it going. So I've already done an introduction on what this series is about. So there's this video and then there'll be the last 10 days of Ramadan and what I wore for the last 10 days. So what I wore on day 11 was from the house of Diptyque. And before I even mention it, again, just briefly, so these are kind of themed around either Middle Eastern style or Middle Eastern brand fragrances. And so this one is from the house of Diptyque, number 11, and this one is L'Outre, the Three Waters. So this one is, to me, nobody can tell me otherwise, this is the most realistic representation of unburnt frankincense. Unburnt frankincense, I love this one. It's this one was released in 1975. Some of the notes on it are rosemary, myrtle, myrrh, caraway, pine tree. That's pretty much it. But what you get from it is just unburnt frankincense. I absolutely love this scent. It doesn't, I don't know how easy or hard to find it would be like in the States or in Canada. Even here, I bought it locally in Kuwait, but now nobody else has it. I was lucky enough to pick up on it when I very first started getting into Diptyque fragrances, so that's what I wore for day number 11. Day number 12 is from the house of Bortnikoff, and this one is an Attar, which is the oil base, has no alcohol in it, and this one is Musk Khabib. This is Musk Khabib. I have finished it. I only saved this bottle for the video. So after the video, it'll go in the trash. But what I did, because for me, what I'm used to, you know, buying oils and Attars here from Abdul Samad Al-Quraishi and other places, is that it was very light to me. It was so light that I just put it in a 3 ml decant. That's what I did. And so I was able to get, you know, a really good wear out of it. Even so much, I wore it just a little bit, but as you can see, there's still a few drops in it. It is really potent, but for the cost of it, for only 3 grams, for only 3 ml, I sort of wasn't feeling that. My take on it is that maybe you should have sold it in like a 10 ml or 15 ml size and just charged according to that in like a spray as opposed to an Attar, because you know, you have this stick in here. These bottles are really nice, but he has this stick in here, but it's so thin. It's so thin. Usually when you spread it, it's very thick, you know, in the normal Attar. So I just found it very thin. Usually even if I were to put the thicker one in a spray bottle like this, I wouldn't even be able to get it out. But this one is just like a normal parfum concentration, like a Mitsuko or something like that. But it's a very good smell. Let's go over. It was released in 2019. It has bergamot, nutmeg, Ylang-Ylang, Tolu Balsam, Natural Musk, Ambergris, Oakmoss, and Tonka Bean. Those are some of the notes on it. I enjoyed wearing it. I just wish that it came in a larger size, because for me, I think I paid a little bit over like 100 for 3 grams, you know, which isn't, it's relative, but usually when I do that for a particular Attar, say it's just a pure oud oil, it's going to last me a very long time. All right, moving on. Next up is from the house of Bvlgari, and this one is Kobraa. This is the Kobraa tester bottle I was able to come up on. I was happy enough to come up on a tester bottle. I absolutely love this scent as an incense-based fragrance. Next to Dawn, it's up there. It is an elite incense smell, you know, authentic. This one was released in 2020. It has only 3 notes listed: geranium, Olibanum, and oud. So frankincense, geranium, and oud. And for me, it gives you like a rose oud sort of feel to it. It doesn't smell like the Dawn, because the Dawn actually has oud in it where you can smell the oud. This one I don't really get oud. I get more of a oud rose and just this light effervescent type of feel from it. It's completely unisex. It's not overbearing at all. It's one of the best incense fragrances I've ever smelled. To me, it's the best out of the whole Legime line. Moving on. Day number 14, I'm trying to keep up with these numbers. Day number 14, I wore from the house of Cartier, and this one is Oud and Oud. Now, for me, I was never really interested in getting these. I was a little bit intrigued by the names, but when I made a purchase from this shop, she gave me so many samples that I was able to fill up this 10 ml decant with Oud and Oud. And this one, it's okay. The only note listed on it is Oud, and it's definitely not that. It has other things in it. I could see people that are maybe like in the Cartier and aren't into authentic smelling barnyardy type of oud maybe liking this. It's a little bit more sophisticated, but it's not something that I would buy, but I'm happy to have had enough to get a number of full wearings out of it for now and in the future, because this was my first time wearing it. Moving on. Next up is from the house of Oud Oud Cartier. This is another Attar. Long story, I really don't feel like getting into it, but I put in a 10 ml decant spray, and this one is called Royal Blackstone. Now they do have an intense blackstone, and neither of these are to be confused with the normal perfume that's called Blackstone from Oud Oud Cartier. This one is my favorite blend that they have from the house. I originally had this in a spray bottle. They have this stuff called Royal Musk, which I don't know exactly what it is. The associate isn't really able to explain it to me in English. I assume it's something similar to like perfumers alcohol, but you're able to dilute it so that you can put it in a spray bottle. And so from the website, it says this has bergamot, lavender, saffron, jasmine, musk, and oud. But the difference between Royal Blackstone and Intense Blackstone is that this one is a little bit more like oud dominant. It's stronger, but both of them are great to me. To me, again, this is my favorite blend from the house, and they have a number of them. They have ones that have been commissioned by different princes from Saudi Arabia and whatnot. I haven't smelled the majority of them, but from what I've smelled, this one is my favorite. It's called Royal Blackstone from Oud Oud Cartier. If you're in Canada, I know they have one in Canada, and they do sell that on their website. That was day 15. Moving on. Day 16, I wore Opoponax from Santa Maria Novella, again with the decants. The bottle that I do have the 100 ml bottle. It didn't come with the spray that you screw on. It came with a splash, so I just put the splash in here, and I believe this is what I wore today. And this Opoponax, this one, it doesn't have a release date. It says it has Opoponax, which is also known as sweet myrrh, resin, musk, and patchouli. And the reason why I'm putting these Opoponax ones on here is that not most of the resins, but most of the most popular ones, frankincense and myrrh, they come from the Middle East and East Africa and North Africa, stuff like that. Opoponax is actually, from what I saw, they extracted out in Somalia, so I just wanted to put that on here. But this particular Santa Maria Novella Opoponax is just okay to me. The leather one is a lot better because I think it has heavier notes in it, but this one is nice. If I ran out of it, I wouldn't purchase it again, but let's keep it moving. Day 17 is from the house of Paris Monte Carlo, and then this is Taif Rose. This is the extrait version. This is the extrait. So these come in 50 ml bottles. It was released in 2015. It has lemon, nutmeg, elemi, bergamot, Taif rose, damask rose, geranium, clove, musk, and Peru balsam. And this is a great rose fragrance. It isn't my favorite. They are very costly. I got this for a steal, so it didn't hurt me too much. But the retail price on them is pretty ridiculous. But I do like this rose fragrance. I don't think I put it in my top 5, but it's definitely a top 10 rose fragrance for me. It's pretty authentic smelling. I like it a lot. Moving on. Next up is back to the house of Oud Oud Cartier, and this one is Santal Spirit. So this is just a sandalwood based oil. It's like I was talking about with the Bortnikoff. This one is so thick I barely can spray through it. It's extremely thick, you know. I wish I had known that before I poured it in here, but I really wanted to see how much I do or I don't like sandalwood. It just isn't my favorite. I don't hate it, but it's not something that I'm just like crazy about. I do like it in perfume. I just don't like it to be dominant in that note, for it to dominate the fragrance. So I picked this up. It, you know, it was probably about, with the 50% discount, less than like $10. Just to have the experience of smelling pure sandalwood. I don't remember if there were different grades of it. I don't believe so. But this is what I wore on day 18. Day 19, we're talking about Opoponax again, but it's from the house of von Userdorf. And this one is called Classic Opoponax. This is a very powdery, resinous type of smell, but it's very powdery. This one was released in 2015. The notes in it are rose, jasmine, Opoponax, benzoin, sandalwood, amber, vanilla, castoreum, and patchouli. Now, I didn't know what to expect. I did blind buy it when I very first smelled it. I wasn't feeling it because it wasn't what I was expecting. It's not really like deep and resinous and heavy like I expected it to be. I didn't know what I was to expect, but it grew on me, and now I actually love this, and I love the powderiness from it, and it's something that I'm happy that I got. Much better than the Santa Maria Novella, in my opinion. Moving on. Day number 20. So this is the last day of this particular video. Then I'll come back with you, God willing, for 21 through 30. And this one is again from the house of Abdul Samad Al-Quraishi. And this is my 3 ml, my quarter tola of Sasora Oud, aged 30 years, it says. So aged 30 years. So aged 30 years. This one again, this is pure oud oil. I love the color in it, but also the thickness of it. Again, the thickness. I could not put this in a spray bottle and spray it, but this is a barnyardy type oud. It's very strong, but it's smoother to me than other types of oud, like Assam oud or the other Hindi ouds or things like that. But this one's pretty good. Sasora Oud, it is a little bit pricey, but that's why I only got a quarter tola and 50% off. So there you have it, guys. Those are the fragrances that I wore for days 11 through 20 of the month of Ramadan. I will come back to you again, as I said, for the last 10 days. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Peace.